Welcome back. You're still watching Business Morning here on Channels Television. Well, the Africa Creative Market is organized by the United States Consulate in collaboration with members of the creatives in Nigeria. The founder of that market, Inye Lawal, an alumna of the Fortune U.S. Department of State Global Women's Mentoring Partnership Program, and also the founder of the African Creative Market, joins us now to tell us more about that. Hi, Inye. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on this.
Thank you so much for having me. Good morning.
Yeah, I know you had to take time off. I think the event is still on, ends tomorrow. How's it been? How's the response been?
It's been wonderful. It's been wonderful. I mean, I think it's an answer to some of the problems we've had over time within the creative industry. So everyone is really responsive. They've been responsive. We've had so many people come through from the time it started up until now. And our schedule is usually long per day. So we start at 9 in the morning and end around 10. But people stay from the beginning to the end. So it's very encouraging. And we're also happy that, people are responding to it this way.
Okay, so you're having talks. I know you have trainings and stuff like that. Tell us a bit about some of those things you're doing.
Yes, so the idea of creating the platform is to put together value exchange conversations that we could have between the local and international stakeholders. And we have a delegation from different parts of the world, or several delegations from different parts of the world who have come into Nigeria to have this conversation. We're not just having conversations this time around, but we're looking for sustainable solutions for the creative industry and also to build the creative economy here. And so far, I mean, I don't know if you know the numbers, but the global creative sector is a $6 trillion economy, and Africa is only contributing 1.4% of that. So that shows you how untapped the creative industry is, and what potential we have, and how big it can be. So the idea is, let's have people who have done this sustainably over time, people who have built several structures that has helped them to grow their industry. Let's have them here and have conversations with them and see how we can use some of the knowledge we gain from them to build ours. And it's been awesome so far. So access to funding, masterclasses, trainings, and this year we're focusing on music, fashion, film, of course, and dance. And we have several partners who have come in, to sort of add value to the process of getting this done.
Yeah, well, just as you've said, I mean, as for other areas also, Nigeria does have a lot of potential. The issue has been, getting into it, getting it out, exploring it. And I guess that's why the U.S. Consul is interested in exploring sustainable business models. So since we're not able to be there, can you share with us some of those models that we can expect to make this change, and explore the potential, so we don't just remain at the stage of potentials?
Yeah, so I think I'll just go straight to treaties. We've had several conversations over the years within the creative industry, talking to the government and seeing how we can set, some of his value-added structures between ourselves and other countries. I'll use film as example. So the representatives from the UK are saying they have, treaties with other countries, and they would like to have treaties with Nigeria and more countries as well within Africa. So yes, treaties right now is a major focus to see how, if we're bringing someone from the UK coming to film in Nigeria, there are incentives for them to come, because people go to countries where there are incentives in that way. So we're having those conversations, but then before we get to the point where this is done, we also as creatives need to understand the process of putting that together. We need to understand how it works, because a lot of people don't really understand how that works. We need to break it down. Through the masterclasses, this conversations are happening, but at the same time, there's the business angle to it as well. We are scaling up on the business knowledge for the creative industry because before anything can happen, before we can move anything forward, we need to know what we're doing and see this as a business that is sustainable, a business that can scale, and a business that can scale really fast as well.
But I do know that this is a lot to assimilate in, I think, 3 days, 4 days. It ends tomorrow.
It's 6 days, actually.
Oh, 6 days, great. So is that a sustaining plan, to keep people at it and ensure that, we see the result of what we've talked about, so it doesn't just end, with the talks?
Yes, we're absolutely result driven. And, from the onset, we had said we're tired of having conversations, because that's what we've done so far. Have conversations and this talks and workshops, and nothing really happens. So even in the planning of it, we had looked at certain people we had conversations with locally and spoke to our international partners to communicate what the needs are for some of the people who are participating locally. So all that has been communicated, and there are results happening already. There are results happening already. There are collaborations, happening already. We have the support of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. They funded a program called Thrive, and what we've done is to take some women in the film industry and pair them with Hollywood execs, and they're having their mentoring session right now. The Hollywood execs were here. They all flew down, all 25, of them flew down and had physical, exchanges. But now it would go virtually, because they've left. They left yesterday, so the rest of it will happen virtually. But then there are talks that are going on. Also, we had a writing pitch competition for screenwriters, and 2 of the writers here have won £1,000 each, and also they've won a mentoring deal with one of the stakeholders in the UK film industry to mentor them through the process of getting their scripts to the point where it's made into a film. So all of that is going on. We had the 2-time Emmy Award winner Abiola Matteson, who flew down as well from the US and had a photography session, and now he's getting deals for the local photographers here. And the conversations are still ongoing. In fact, all of the people who have come together, whether it's from Brazil, or from Greece, or from Germany, or from the US, or from the UK, are talking about how they can put something together that would help the industry here, to help facilitate this growth that we're looking for. So again, we're not doing a copy and paste. The idea is not to take their structures and put it here into ours, because it won't work. The idea is to find what works for us, but then looking at the structures that they've built in a way to guide us to find what works for us here.
Yeah, I really like that. Because a lot of times it seems the emerging economies actually just look at the Western world without considering, the customized factors of each country, and then just decide to paste. But a lot of people would not be happy with you, Inya, because I don't think you made a lot of noise about this. So you would have had more participation.
We tried our best, and now we have a whole year to plan. Right. I would say this is typically what happens with the inaugural year of any program, where many people would say, I didn't hear about it. But thank you for having me on channels. Thanks to you, a lot of people are watching and are hearing about it. And I'm saying this will happen every year. This will happen every year from now, and we will make more noise. In fact, by October, we're announcing our dates for next year, and everyone will get to know when we're doing it next year, so we can have more people as well. We had a lot of people who heard about it, but then a lot of people have complained that they didn't hear about it. But I can assure everyone watching, we'll come back to channels if you can promise you bring us back to talk about our dates for next year, so more people will hear about it.
Okay, yeah, I know this is you're doing this in collaboration, of course, with the United States consulate.
Absolutely.
Is the government involved?
Yes, in fact, we had NITDA this year in participation, and we had the DG of NITDA come here to talk about the importance of integrating tech into the creative industry. So yes, there are government organizations that are involved. We also have our patron, who is the Oni of Ife. He is coming from a cultural angle, as well, to give us the support that we need. And he's done a lot to introduce us to different agencies as well. we have a few agencies, government agencies that we reached out to. Again, we will reach out, we'll take this conversation, to a greater level to involve more of the government organizations. But this year's focus was really to get the creatives together for us to, first of all, understand the importance of the business, focusing on the business of the creative industry. And then we can start involving the major stakeholders, here, who can help us take it to the next level. Because what has happened over time is sometimes some of these interventions are created by the government, but then a lot of the creatives are not able to assess it. Some it's due to lack of knowledge, due to lack of training in the, in the aspect of getting those opportunities, for themselves. But what we've done now is to facilitate the training, start up the conversation, and we're not just going to wait for 1 year before we start having this conversation again. We're going to continue with our trainings that would happen virtually, sometimes in person, so that by next year, when we're doing the next one, we're really ready. We want to sign deals on the spot. Some deals are being signed on the spot right now, but we want to sign more on the spot by next year.
All right, Inya Lawal, founder of African Creative Market. Thank you so much, and we wish you the very best. You and the creative industry, we wish you the real best.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Mm-hmm.